And we are. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daddy Daughter Dishes podcast. This is episode 30. I am your host. I am your host, Kiara, and with me I have my lovely co-host,
BJ the daddy.
He is the daddy. I am the daughter. And this is Daddy Daughter Dishes, episode 30. Holy moly. We have finally made it.
It took us a while to get here, but we are here.
Man, we did some climbing.
We did some climbing
from the previous episode.
Then we did some falling back.
We fell. Tried to get up.
Then we climbed, tried to get up, then fell back again.
Fell one more time. Then we got up, and here we are.
Then we got up, and here we go.
We are trekking up this mountain of podcast episodes. Episode 30. That's nice. 30. How you feeling about episode 30, man? What you feeling about episode 30?
Actually, I'm feeling a little bit relieved because, like we just talked about, when we tried to get here 2 weeks ago, it seemed like it. And like we always talk about, life just be life, and it presented some challenges for us to get here to this moment. And I'm thankful that we're here. I'm excited, ready to give out some energy and some good stuff to our listeners and our viewers, because that's what we do. How about you? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel like we gotta
episode 30.
I feel like we gotta bring an extra load of warmth and goodness into the world because of everything going on. Man. So I'm excited to bring episode 30. I feel like this is like that special entree that they have where it's like chef special. Everybody come to the restaurant for this episode. We gotta deliver. Yeah, we gotta deliver. So I guess we can start by. Well, first, let me start by coming from the end. Y'all go review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and Google Podcasts and Audible and YouTube. Anywhere you can give us a thumbs up or 5 stars, go ahead and go do that right now. Just, help us out a little bit. Help us get on the charts of people who are like you, who will enjoy our content. We ain't asking y'all to buy nothing. We just ask y'all to click a button.
Just click a button.
I feel like
click a button and have a friend. Click a button.
Recommend us. Because we might have a little something coming once we hit a specific goal, which has not been determined yet. But when when it's determined and when it's achieved, there will be a reward. So get ahead so we can get there. But yeah, I guess we should kick it off by explaining, or catching up on our last 2. What's that? 2 absences? Is that? Did we skip 2 weeks, Daddy?
I don't know if we skipped 2 weeks. We just tried. We were supposed to record for last week 2 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it didn't happen. So
they might even be like, "What the heck y'all talking about? Y'all just missed what y'all talking like y'all dropped the ball twice." But to us. But yeah, man. How you been these past few weeks? You have a different background. You look a little more alive in the face.
Oh man, I'll tell you.
You look like you might have slept.
I have definitely. There has been a transition in my life, in the setting and in my location. The last couple episodes we recorded in, the last one I was in Midland, Texas, working. And so we finished up helping out the other high country crews out there. And we left from out there last Friday morning. Today is what, Tuesday? So we left Friday, Got up early, went and picked up some trucks we had to drop off on the way in the Dallas Fort Worth area. So there was a lot of driving on Friday. Like I woke up in Midland, Texas. I drove about an hour and 15 minutes in the wrong direction to go pick up the trucks that we needed to drop off. And then I drove from there all the way to Alvarado, Texas, which is just south of Fort Worth, Texas. And then from there, I drove to basically West Memphis, Arkansas. And here I am. And that was basically in one whop. So, yeah, brother was tired.
Good old truck driving days kicked in, huh?
That old. So it's funny. I did get in that trucker's groove once we left. I did my inspections on that truck, got paperwork filled out. And when we hit the road, the sun was barely coming up. So I was like, okay, this is going to be a good day of driving because it was it was light enough to where I don't know anybody experienced driving right before the sun get ready to come up. For me, when I used to drive, that's when I got my sleepiest. Like when the sun started coming up, it's like when you get the sleepiest. So I was past that, but the sun wasn't quite all the way up yet. And we was driving into the sun as it was coming up. Beautiful sunrise coming across Texas. But yeah, once I got going, man, I set the cruise on that truck. It unfortunately would only go 67 miles an hour, but I did about 67 miles an hour every step of the way. Like,
what you mean it will only go 60? That would drive me insane.
It's governed like those big trucks, semi trucks. They're governed back. Wow. I was grateful to be doing 67 because there's some companies out on the road that their trucks will only do like 65 or 66 or 62 even. So yeah, so it's sometimes when just keep in mind, audience, if you're out there driving on the interstate and you doing like 77 miles an hour, you come up behind a truck that's got a big orange trailer or any color trailer really, and you gotta break your speed all the way down to like 60 miles an hour. Keep in mind, he's probably going as fast as he can go because some people say it's safer. I don't understand that because, like in Texas,
not if you got everybody stopping their brakes to get by to slow down because your slow ass it ain't.
So I don't know. Some people in Washington D.C. they swear it's safer, and a lot of companies
they ain't drove in no semi truck.
They ain't never drove in no semi truck.
No time.
And then you got the other companies. The other people say that if you get a certain amount of trucks, cutting back on the speed saves them X amount of dollars in fuel every year. But the thing that they ain't thinking about is the wear and tear on that driver and the stress that it causes him for having to drive so damn slow when the people around, especially when the speed limit is like 75 miles an hour, like it is in Arkansas,
because that's illegal. It's borderline illegal.
Crazy.
You going almost 10 miles under the speed limit.
Yeah, so it's very, very hazardous. So yeah, I had a heck of a deal as I got closer to the drop off point for those trucks. I kept seeing a sign for this town in Texas. Not Cedar Hill. Can't even think of damn town now. But anyway, I was getting closer and something in my head was like, man, hold on, give me a second. I gotta look this town up.
Yeah, you gotta look it up.
It's a vital part of the story I'm about to tell. Clayburn, Texas. US 67, Clayburn, Texas. So as I'm getting closer to Alvarado, which Clayburn comes before Alvarado, Clayburn, I keep seeing the sign Clayburn, and just something in my subconscious mind is like, man, why does that name stick out? Clayburn, Texas. Just kept sticking out in my head. I'm like, I don't know. I just kept on driving. So I'm driving. So I'm getting on this part of the highway where the road kind of curves to the left. And as I'm driving up, it's surrounded, there's trees on both sides. But when it makes this curve to the left, everything opens up. So when it opened up, I went under an overpass and I looked to the left and I see this hospital. And I look to the right and I see this hotel. I'm like, damn, that place look familiar. And when I come to, I was like, that's where my daddy died. I passed the hotel when my father passed away, where me and my sister had to drive to Texas and hold his hand as he took his last breath. And the hotel on the right is where we stayed at that night before we got up and came back home from that ordeal. So needless to say, as I'm driving through that section, that part, I was having a whole moment, at the same time of trying to stay focused on the road. I'm like, oh, it was gut wrenching because I was not expecting that at all. Like, it was wild. And then when I got to the actual place where I was to drop the truck off, I passed the little Penske drop yard where my dad's truck was, where Fari's truck was at. And I had to go and clean out all of his personal belongings. So I got smacked again with that. And it just turned out to be a real heavy couple of moments as I was getting ready to drop that truck off.
That's like 3 haymakers.
Yeah, it was tough, but we got
That's
through
one of them,
it.
like, how they be like, grief sneak up on you. That's one of them ways.
Man, when I tell you, it kicked me in the gut. It kicked me in the gut real good. I was texting my siblings. I'm like, damn, I just passed the place where Fari passed away. And everybody was sending the sad face emojis and whatnot. And it was just
Not
something
the
that wasn't
sad face
expected.
emojis.
Yeah, like
They said no bueno.
it was but then at the same time, I say that it was gut wrenching. At the same time, it gave me some time to take a moment. I gave myself the space to feel whatever I was feeling in that moment. And it also gave me a chance to reflect on some memories and help me. I got to a point where I was smiling when it was all said and done. So, it was a deal, but we got through it. We ain't dwelling on nothing negative.
You
It
ain't
was just
sad
something.
about it. It was
Nah,
just
it
a
was
moment.
it was a moment. It was something that wasn't expected, and it caught me off guard when I saw it. But after that, we dropped them trucks off. Then me and Jamel got in the pickup with him, and we shagged ass on. And he dropped me off.
Shagged
And
ass.
yeah, we shagged ass. We put the ears back on that pickup. I think the speed limit was
shagged ass.
The speed limit in Texas was 75, and I knew coming across there trying to get to where I was going, I was doing 85, getting on the scooting on across there. So we got to where we needed to get safely, and here we are. I've been resting, chilling, painting a little furniture, just hanging out here in Nesbitt, Mississippi.
Painting furniture. What you been painting?
Well, I've been watching Tanya do some painting.
Oh.
I sanded, and she's painting. Yeah.
Oh, you assistant painter.
Yeah, I've been an apprentice. a painting apprentice.
A painting apprentice. Well, good to hear that you are back and safe in a place you can call home and not temporary.
Well, I'm only here for 2 weeks or so, and then
this is true.
Head on back out to Cali for a little bit.
You taking a pit stop?
Yeah, we're doing a pit stop. But how about you? What's been going on with you?
What?
Or what hasn't?
Where do I start?
Where do you start?
Life and freaking life and all around. So let's see. We did record last week. So last weekend, not the one that just passed, but the weekend before, Coy, CJ's line brother, he had his housewarming. And so we went to that in Charlotte. And it was basically like kind of like how ours was, except his started off, his family was there, and then after like 7:00 his family left, and it was just like the crew.
It was on and popping.
Yeah. So we, it turned into a little kickback or whatever. It was very nice house for Coy. I really loved it. I was like, this fits you. I just kept saying, I don't know how, but this fits you. Like, yeah, all these rooms. I was like, Coy, you gonna be able to host everybody up in here. But we ended up just talking. It was about maybe 8 or 9 of us total, and we just was talking and drinking. He had this like Keurig for liquor. Like, he had all the different types of alcohol, vodka, tequila, all them different types in their own little thing. And then you had these little pods, and you put it in under a cup. You put a glass of ice, and it makes you a cocktail. So between those and simply spiked lemonades, I woke up the next morning with a little tummy ache. And the tummy ache, it wasn't a good tummy. It wasn't
a good tummy ache.
It was y'all don't I ain't gonna even so it just wasn't good because we stayed with CJ's sister. So I woke up, and this is how me being sick from alcohol always hits. I wake up feeling fine. I wake up, I'm like, I'm good. Then I get up and go to the bathroom.
Then you start moving around.
And I smell somebody maybe cooking something. My sense of smell is super strong. And I was like, ooh, my stomach, that don't agree with my stomach. And man, I woke up about 9 o'clock in the morning, and we stayed in Charlotte till about 2 because I was sick that whole time. Then I was sick on the way home. And was sick that whole time. It took me a day. I think I ended up taking off I ended up taking off that Monday because I was like, I didn't even get a day of rest. So I'm going to take Monday and recover. So then took Monday to recover. Then I go into work on Tuesday. And, the vibes is off. The vibes is off in the office. I can feel it when I walk in. And I go get breakfast. No, I come in the same time as one of my coworkers. And she goes upstairs to get to her desk. We both went upstairs to our desk. Then I went to get breakfast. So I went back downstairs. So I was downstairs about 15 minutes. Then when I'm going back up, she's coming down with a box of stuff. And a face that says,
"Oh, fuck.
I'm over it."
Oh,
and
man.
Something told me to stop and ask her, but I said, you know what? Nope, that looks fresh. So I'm gonna talk to her when I talk to her. I'm gonna let her reach out, because if what I think happened has happened, then she gonna have to reach. We gonna have to talk at some point. So I get up to my desk, and it's like little pods of people just standing, everybody's standing, looking at everybody else like, oh shit, who next on the chopping block? And people is looking distressed and disheveled, and people crying, and my manager is crying, and I'm like, what the fuck? And it was National Bosses Day, so we had got her a gift,
and she in there chopping, trimming the fat.
It's gonna be some shit if the day we give her all these gifts, she gotta fire somebody. Some of us, all of us, one of us, whoever. So, people are pinging me left and right. Hey, I hate to be the bearer of bad news this morning, but I got laid off. I'm like, damn, another one bites the dust. So I'm like looking at people, and I sit with my back towards the walkway, so I can't, if I miss their face, I can't see them. But Sydney, she sit diagonal so she can see. So if I missed them, I would text her, and I was like, damn, who was that? And she was texting, and I was like, damn. So then we thought it was over, and it was almost about lunchtime. He was like, cool. Boop, 15-minute meeting on my calendar. I said,
stressful. Just stress.
What the fuck is this? I think I texted her, and I texted my manager, and I said, I'm not coming to this meeting until you can tell me whether I'm getting fired or not. And then she was like, I can't tell you till you come. But she had a better like her energy had lightened, so I was like, okay. But she was also a little too. She was too. How much we get? And I was like, she probably
was lit up.
No, I'm gonna tell you what she was. So we get in the meeting. It's our whole team, so that was kind of relieving, because I was like, okay, it's not a 1-on-1. It's all of us.
It's a residual staff meeting.
Yeah, so we all get in there, and it's just heavy, and everybody's. And she's in there, and she's like, so guys, she's like, first of all, everybody, y'all are good. It's done.
And a big old collective sigh. I was like,
shit, you wish. We was like, you
like,
sure?
bitch, please.
Are you sure? Because I'm not feeling that. And so then we got like more news about like just our restructure, which I mentioned a few times on here, which I knew they were coming. I just didn't realize they was coming so fast. So we had got updates. Then she had followed up and was like, yeah, some of you guys with the merger, like your positions, y'all will be under a new director. So not me anymore, but someone else. So she was like, if your position isn't changing, no, she said if your position like is changing or anything major is changing, I'll like put a follow-up meeting on your calendar and all this. Then she had like got on a call and then she randomly like ran over to my desk. She was like, "You can understand it. It's good news." And I was like, listen, I've been through a lot today. She should tell me all or tell me nothing. Just tell me, where to be. So she brought all of the designers in and was like, y'all are standing under me, yay, and she was like, sorry I couldn't tell y'all earlier, but I didn't even know for sure. Like we just got confirmation.
Oh, wow.
And she was like, she said, that's why I came in the way I did this morning, because I had a 15-minute meeting on my calendar from my director at 9 a.m. So she was like, I thought I was losing my job. And I was like, damn, that's tough. And
that's
I'm like, and for one, I'm like, still rubbed the wrong way because I don't know. I feel like there's a certain way that you could go about doing things, and
that's
that just
corporate.
don't feel it. Like, and no, I don't know. And then like the bad taste in my mouth knowing that like it's the holiday season. One, the economy is crazy, but two, it's the holiday season and people like we're about to have, in a month or so, we're gonna have a holiday party at work where they posting all these pictures. Oh, we're celebrating our employees and all these cool hors d'oeuvres, all these damn activities, and I'm like, it's like a smack in the face. And then the people who did get let go, I felt like they got set up for failure, like because it was almost those types where I think I probably mentioned it on here where you'd be like, what do they do? Like, you don't know what they do, and they don't seem to know. They always seem to be looking to do something because they don't really have nothing to do. And I always call it. Me and Cindy we was like, we wasn't laughing at the situation, we was laughing at the irony because I just said like 2 weeks before, I was like, they don't look busy. And I said they better look busy.
So that's the thing. A lot of people don't understand. I don't care what work environment you're in. People be watching. They always watch. And when it comes time to trimming the fat, if like in our trade, and there's this thing about tools. Like if you a guy that don't really got a lot of tools, and they gotta trim some fat, or if you don't, at every job it's attendance. If there's notice, if someone could notice that you're a person that's not there consistently, or that you always seem to be taking a day off or this or that or whatever, somebody is always either taking note or watching. So when times like that come, it makes it easy for them, the ones who have to do the
targets. You see the targets, and you're like, man, I just hate that that's happening. Like, so I think their last day is this Thursday. So like, and then another thing, like nobody's actually saying like, which I know they really can't, but nobody's actually saying like who got fired. So unless someone tells you or you hear it word of mouth, like I hit my guy Ryan, my white ally that I was talking about. I love working with him. He got let go, and I was just like, they're like 75% of my tickets right now at work are all his. Like we worked together. We worked together for 2 years. Me and then him and another girl. She got let go, and I'm like, dang, like we all started working at the same time here. And I just like, it just sucks. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like,
it's tough, but
it's tough.
That's
but
corporate.
Then at the same time, I'm like, hallelujah.
Yeah,
because I wasn't worried regardless, because I'm a hustler. But still, just
so
that thought.
Let me ask you the when the process was going on and people was getting let go, were they like being summoned into your manager's office?
You get a 15-minute. This is what. So we in the meeting where we told that we get to keep our jobs with our whole team, and after the meeting ended, my manager, like a few people had left, but a few of us had hung back to gossip, And so we stand up. My coworker Elliot, he stands up, and there's a tote bag under his seat. I said, that's your bag? And so he pulled a bag up. It's got the company logo and something else on it. He said, "Oh, this the termination bag. This the bag they give you
A
when you
pardon gift bag?
It's the pardon gift bag." And I
Holy
said, "Oh,
shit.
put that down. Put that down. We don't need that." So they give you a 15-minute meeting on your calendar. It just say, I don't know what it say. I don't want to know what it say. I'm gonna assume it say, I don't know. I don't even know what it
Right.
might say. Just one-on-one, urgent. I don't know. It's over. I don't know. 100%. Your job here is done. I don't know.
Pack your shit and get the hell out.
Then they put you in this big ass conference room. I think depending on the level of your job, you might get a room with a couch, so you can lay there and cry. There's a box of tissues. It's so fucking weird. Like, it's just weird as fuck. Because it's like, when you think about the corporate environment itself, it's like we all playing dress up. Like, the shit does not matter. It only matters because we say it matters. And so the fact that y'all get to let people go just because you say that don't matter no more, it's just weird, and it just feels so icky. Like, I wanted to leave that day. I was like, I don't even want to work. I want to go home. And then everybody asking for status updates and shit as if ain't nothing just happened.
I ain't doing nothing today. I ain't doing shit today.
Can I get an ETA on this, bitch? I don't even know if the stakeholder's still working here. I can't give you an ETA because I think she got fired. So you got to wait. And so that's been happening. Oh, I haven't even finished my catch up. Goodness, I gotta speed this up. Okay, so people got fired. My heart was racing because this was all over the span of like 4 days. By the way, this was not a 1-day situation. Like, this was, people got fired, but y'all get to keep your job, but we gonna schedule a follow up next day.
Survivor's remorse.
Next day. They still want niggas to do their job after they done let them go. They want them to still work at the company until they.
That's what a lot of people find disgusting about corporate America.
That's disgusting.
It's disgusting. I said, they don't give a flying fuck about you as a person.
And this the kicker. You give it probably next March. Those same roles, I guarantee that they're gonna be back. So somebody gonna be hired for those roles. And it's like, y'all couldn't find them people nowhere to be while y'all restructured. That's fucked up. And I feel like that says a lot. And granted, the economy is bad, whatever. I don't care. I've said it before. If I was a CEO or somebody who had some say, I would take the pay cut so that people could survive. I just feel like there are certain ways you can make shit shake that don't have to come at the expense of.
Yeah, but you gotta care. You gotta care to be able to do that.
You do. You gotta care.
A lot of them people, they just don't freaking care.
This is true, but yeah. So for now, I got my job. So that happened. Then we went to Greensboro over the week for CJ's line brother who passed, Terrence. They had his naming ceremony in the College of Engineering in the computer lab, because Terrence used to work in the lab and would always be there. Literally, if you needed color printing, you go see Terrence in the College of Engineering. So they named the lab after him. And we went to their naming ceremony. His parents was there. His sister was there. All his line brothers, well, not all, but most of them, all his friends. It was just a really good... It was a good event. Like, it was a good soul refresher. The sun was beautiful. It was just great to see. And great to just hear stories about him too, because knowing the person he was and just hearing stories, you'd be like, yeah, that sounds like Terrence. So we are, after the thing, we go to eat. Me and Caesar went to this really good restaurant. Had some great food. Not even like questionable, like, ooh, was that what messed with your stomach food? Like, the food was great. I know it was cooked great. And then I felt this terrible gassy sensation. And I was like, damn, sometimes I do get indigestion. So I was like, this is just a terrible case. And then I went to sleep and I woke up and it was even worse. And so we are driving home from Greensboro and I'm like, it feels like there's like 8 fists in my chest sitting right under my sternum. And it feel like they just getting bigger. And so I'm in the car, C's just driving, and I'm in the car, like, trying not, I'm like, I'm very uncomfortable. I
But
can't
you're
really
trying
tell
to be
it.
a soldier.
Yeah, I'm trying not to complain, but I'm like, I feel like I gotta burp, I gotta fart, I gotta something. So we stopped for some ginger ale, gas, Pepto-Bismol, took some of that, and then I ended up having to get in the back seat because I couldn't even sit up. Like, so
Oh,
I'm laying
man.
there and I'm like, man, this is a bad case. So I'm Googling how to relieve gas, all this. Get home, had to make myself upchuck a few times because there was like just a gassy feeling. I was like, I can't do this. I was like crying. So threw it up and it came up in like a little gas. It was weird. Came up in a gas bubble. That was weird. So I was a little relieved for like 24 hours. Not even 24. It was not even a whole day. Next day, I do the day and then I'm about to go to bed and I feel it happening again. I was like, here we go again. This is terrible. And I ended up going to sleep and I thought I was going to sleep through the night. And then I woke up and I woke up an hour after I had went to sleep and it felt like a rock was trying to come out of my stomach through my chest. And so I tried to go, try to go back there, try not to wake up Siege. But I said, yep, you know what? And then I had upchuck and it came out the other end too. And then there was blood in both. And I said, I guess I'm gonna have to wake CJ. I said I gotta wake CJ up. So I was upset because you've been to the ER before. It's a whole thing. And just the thought of doing the whole thing, I'm like, I could just go to sleep and then I could wake up tomorrow and feel better, maybe go to urgent care, but I'm like, I don't want to go to the ER. And then I call mommy because that's just what I always do. I was like, I need to talk to my mommy. And I told her what happened. She said, yeah, I think you should go. And I said, okay. So woke Siege up, try to wake him up as gently as possible because I'm trying to tell him, hey, I need you to wake up because I think I need to go to the ER. But I don't want him to wake up in a panic, like, oh my God, what's wrong? So I'm like, babe, wake up. I think I need to go to ER because my stomach hurt. And he's like, And I was like, damn, he's sleeping good. I'm like, I can drive myself. And then I felt it. I said, babe, I need you to wake up. I need to go to ER. He hopped up. He said, what's wrong? I said, it's okay. I just need to go. I just need us to go. And so he was putting on his pants and I'm trying to get up. It was a whole thing. We get out the house and get to the emergency room. It's not many people there. Cool. But I just didn't feel the bedside manner was there.
You're not in the ER?
So they call my name Kiara and I go and the dude taking my vitals, he just taking them. He just like I'm a dog. And then another nurse comes in while he taking my vitals. She comes in and she's like, hey, are you busy? He said, yeah, he said, I just started with her. And I said, like, he said, yeah, I just finished. I just started with her. What do you need? And she's like, well, I need you in room 12. And I guess he knew what room 12 was because he's like, oh, well, I'm wrapping up here, so I'll be there in a second. I'm like, wait, take your time with me, damn it. Don't discard me because Miss Alzheimer dementia shitty patient in room 12 that pooped on herself. And that's what happened too. But so, and then the doctor comes in. She's like, so you got some pain? And I'm like, yes. And I'm trying to be not to be feeling like, I'm trying not to feel animosity, but I can feel her tone. And she's like, so what's wrong? What are you feeling? And I'm like, well, there's like a gassy feeling. And I was trying to tell her. And then Steve was talking about, he was like, yeah, she hasn't really eaten like that. And she's like, well, how long have you like not been eating? And I was like, well, it's been like that maybe like the past 2 weeks. And she was like, well, obviously you've eaten something in the past 2 weeks. So what have you eaten? And I was like, soup. And I literally looked at it and I said soup. And I had the little thing on my finger and my vital, and it started going beep, 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 beep. And so we was looking at each other for a good like 5 seconds. So I was like, bitch, I'm not in the mood today. Like, I'm in pain and I'm trying to, you making it real hard. So after that, she switched gears a little. And she ended up giving me some stuff. They gave me morphine. I said, yeah, I said, if when I say it feel good, I don't mean it like that. I mean I don't feel the pain no more, and that feels good. I said, I'm not saying,
Right.
I don't want y'all thinking I'm like addicted to morphine. Because I was like, she was like, you ever had morphine before? You gonna feel a little loopy. And then I felt like icy, then I felt real warm. And the pain went away. And that was the most relief I had in probably about 3.5 weeks. So they took me to get, they gave me the pain meds. They took me to get ultrasounds. They took me to get a CT scan. Took all this blood from me. It was the longest night ever. And then the ultrasound lady wasn't saying shit when she was taking the ultrasound, which I know she's not supposed to. But when you land in there and she got the ultrasound on your stomach and all you see is like what look like holes in your stomach and you look like Swiss cheese and she not saying nothing. And then she's zooming in and clicking and zooming and clicking. And I counted, she took about 58 pictures. And I said, oh my God. They finna tell me I got 3 months. So then I walked back. He was like, what's wrong? I was like, I ain't like that shit. He was like, he said, don't you go Googling. And I was like, I ain't. And then he was like, what you doing? I was like, Googling. So then another doctor ended up coming in. He come tell me my liver enzyme levels are insanely high. And he was like, you might have so-and-so, but you probably don't have this. But tell me your meds that you take. Yeah, that might have something to do with it. It was the longest night ever. All for them to tell me that my liver is inflamed and I need to see a GI, which they could thankfully, I had called to set up an appointment and they said they weren't going to be able to see me till next year. And that was going to be a problem. But apparently that doctor from the ER, he called the follow-up people and told them that I needed to be seen sooner. And so they're going to get me in on Monday.
What kind of shit? See, that's fucked up in itself.
Ain't it?
I call you and tell me I can't see you next year.
I call you and tell you that I have the referral from the ER who said that I need to be seen urgently, and you tell me you can't see. They told me they had no appointments until next year, but if I was willing to see a different doctor in a different location, they could get me in like mid-November, which I had took that appointment because I was like, shit, better than nothing. And so then they called back today
after he called
say, well, Dr. John, he called and he really wanted to get you in quick, so we're gonna try and get. Is Monday? Does that work? I said, yeah. And then, not to mention, they sent my damn prescription from the ER to a Greensboro pharmacy. I don't know who in their right mind thought that a person visiting a Wake Med emergency room is gonna pick up their fucking medicine 72 miles away.
I was gonna say that.
I'm gonna have a whole nother episode before I get to that hot. And then that pharmacy don't want to answer the phone so I could get my prescription. And so I'm just like, you know what? I said, this is some bullshit. But you know what does help my stomach pain? Good old the good green that God provided. So I'm embracing that and I feel better. So I'll be back with liver updates on the next episode of Dead Dark Dishes. Y'all pray for my enzymes.
Yeah, we gonna pray.
We look at but it made me wonder though. You start thinking and you start this is funny. You know how we always joke about mommy waking up in the middle of the night, like if we call, she want to get up and get ready to go. She ain't got nowhere to Zach, you can't get to North Carolina. So she said Siege was texting her updates because she had been up. And when he told her that they gave me morphine, she said, they get that to cancer patients. She said, I got up, I started putting my shoes on, I started getting my robe on. I said, Mom,
where are you going?
I said, where you gonna go? I'll be at home by the time you get here. She said, yeah, well, you would have just woke up when I got there, so I said, I guess. But that had me cracking up. All day, what was I just saying? Right before that. There was another thing. There was another thing about my liver. Oh well, I'm sure it'll come back to me. I was thinking, so you remember when I was in school, like, and I kept going to the doctor and they couldn't figure out why I was in pain?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if whatever this turns out to be, I wonder if this is a flare up and like I've always had whatever this is. Because what the guy said and the doctor is that it looks like non-alcoholic fatty liver. He didn't say that I had this, but he said that it could be a thing. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which is like a lot of people have it. It's not like it's not a death sentence or anything. But he said a lot of people have it, and a lot of people it's like it's cool when it's contained, but when it flare up,
it can be
you be on them commercials.
Yeah.
you be on them commercials where you may experience nausea and yeah. So I was like, if that gets me to the bottom of this 20-ish year mystery, that would be cool. I would like to get to the bottom of that. So yeah, that's been my. And I feel like I got Halloween decorations.
Yeah, I saw Turbs got his Woody outfit.
He got his Woody costume. I got a inflatable outside with a ghost. He spilled his candy, so he's like, and it's like pouring into the grass. And then I got some fake tombstones, and it say funny names on it, like Seymour Butts, and
Why is you getting prepared to partake in Halloween?
Ain't nobody celebrating nothing. I am gonna be here with the candy when the kids come with their cute costumes on, and I want my yard to be decorated for such. That is it. That is all.
Okay.
And Turbs got to put on his Halloween costume. I might dress up to be Buzz Lightyear.
Oh Lord,
we gonna make Siege be oh yeah, I don't know. We'll figure that out.
Your granddad is somewhere rolling over in his grave. You sitting up here talking about
it wouldn't be the first 360 he done.
That damn, I mean, that'll be the 4th or 5th time since we buried him. He
finna hit the middle of the earth as many circles as he done rolled into the ground. Cause I got quite a few reasons.
Hey, so you went back a minute ago when you was talking about
when I was running my mouth.
No, when you was intoxicated at the party. Woo! I had started laughing because I had one night when we was in Midland. It was like the last Friday night that we was gonna be there, and we had went out to the bar. And the guys decided that we just gonna get it in because this is our last Friday night.
Y'all was finna shoot the shit.
Nah, we was gonna get it. We getting it in. So they started, and this is something
y'all getting fucking shit faced, man. Getting fucking shit faced.
WBW is what we. So we. White boy
wasted.
So hold on one second.
The hell? You breaking your equipment, Lord have mercy.
So we start off with a couple beers, right? Then I ended up drinking a Tito's and cranberry.
Okay.
And so I look at the GT Money. Shout out Grant Terry. Look at Grant. He said, we gonna do a shot of Patron. I said, okay. Everybody's like, all right, cool. He said, well, if I start off the shot, everybody got to get a shot. That means everybody got to bow around. And I'm like, is this what the fuck we doing?
How many y'all is it?
It's me, Jamel, Grant, Taylor,
4,
Lil Grant,
5,
and Dusty. 6 of us.
6. My liver just hurt for y'all.
Yeah, Dusty might not have been back yet because he didn't get back to that Sunday, but it was 5 of us. So we did an Indian relay of Patron shots.
Like an indie run, like where you run in front, the person in back gotta run to the front.
Yes. That's pretty much how I describe it. And when I tell you, I was fucked up. I was tore up. It was not good. So we made it back to the house.
Good.
And so we get back. I'm like, I'm cool, but you know, I got a little bit of queasiness going on. The room ain't spinning or nothing. So I'm thinking I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna lay down, probably wake up in the morning with a headache or something, you know. Man, I laid down. And when I tell you I woke up in a bad situation,
oh,
I'm telling you, it was like the worst. It was bad. It was horrible. It was like a murder scene.
Spinning.
The room wasn't spinning. It was just
everywhere.
Stuff everywhere. Like
I think we had the same scene, Daddy. I'm pretty sure I had the same scene as you in Charlotte. And I said I ain't telling nobody about this.
So at one point I turned around, I looked in the mirror, right?
That's the worst.
So bad. I'm gonna tell you how bad it was. It was so bad that I started to take a picture just so I could have, because I was wanted to remind myself that
don't do that shit no more.
I ain't doing this shit no more. And then our stupid ass, we had to get up and go to work next morning. Like, I was fucking retarded. Like,
that's terrible.
It's just ass, butt, booty backwards and doing shit.
Those are grown up decisions. You need a whooping.
I know. Like, it was horrible.
That's
it was
terrible.
Horrible. Somebody
That's got absolutely terrible.
And the consolation prize, I guess, is that I was not the only one who had episode, because everybody got up. We got up the next morning like somebody threw up in the bathroom, and everybody kind of looked around and like, shit, I did. And they were like, I did too, and I did too.
I know y'all probably got an Airbnb fee extra cleaning.
So I cleaned up best I could. I might have missed the spot because
you are Mr. OC.
And then we cleaned it up. We ain't that kind of messed up.
Sometimes though you just forget. It just with the plate, like you clean and it just don't seem like it be enough. You be like,
so you clean and when you're trying to clean and you're intoxicated, you're bound to miss a spot.
Or re-dirty the spot.
So yeah. It was bad.
That's funny you say that, because like I said, I was sick at my sister and brother-in-law house, which they take great care of me. They make sure I have everything I need always, but I didn't end up really speaking to them because so funny. We have a key to their house, and it's on my keychain, but I was so drunk coming back from Coy's that I thought I had left the key here at the house, so I had text Sly. I was like, hey, I left my key. Are y'all awake? And they was like, yeah, we up. So Sly answered the door in his robe. I remember nothing after that. And then the next morning, I was so sick. I was like, when I felt like I could get ready to go, I just ran straight to the car. I said, hey, y'all, I'd speak, but I'm sick. And so I went straight to the car. Sly texted me afterwards. He was like, after I felt better, he was like, he said, yeah, now that you 25, you can't drink like you used to. He said, you got to drink like us 25 to 30-year-olds. And I said, you know what? I said, I think I'm going to just stick to my other vices. Me and alcohol, we cool, but we just going to be distant cousins.
Yeah.
Me and Mary, we going to be besties. I'm okay with Mary.
I'm trying my best not to engage in drinking like that. No, I'm not drinking like that, but
it's not good for your liver.
I'm working on a plan to cut out alcohol out my life.
All together?
Yeah, I'm working on it. I ain't got there yet, but I'm working on it.
I'm not gonna count you out. I ain't counting you out.
I'm working on it.
I'm interested in the journey. While I'm thinking about it, we also went to a Canes game.
Oh,
We had to
yeah?
say
Y'all been
North
to his first hockey game?
Carolina. Yeah, we went to opening season night, and it was great. We whooped. I can't even remember who we played, but it was a game. It was a game. It was
Yeah.
quite the game. We had got up like 3, and then they scored 2 back to back. We was like, wait a minute, what the but then the Canes came, did their thing, and got us back ahead, and we won. So that was a great night. And then real quick, I want to touch on. I feel like this can transition. Maybe we'll see. So a few episodes back, I was talking about how I went to the doctor, and I was happy because I finally found a doctor who listened to me.
Right.
Because I'd had such terrible experiences before. So I had a follow-up appointment was supposed to have one about 2 weeks ago, but then I got a letter in the mail that said that my doctor is no longer working in the area. And so I gotta find a new doctor. And she was supposed to stop like December 1st, but then she ended up moving it back to like October something, which was my appointment. So I'm thinking I'm going in for a weight loss update. And I see, your appointment's been canceled. So my doctor broke up with me, and so that's something I gotta deal with in therapy again, because that's like my big thing is like neglect and having to rebuild my medical relationship and the trust with providers. And I gotta do that all over again. So that should be fun. Not really. I'm not looking forward to it at all. If I don't ever go to the doctor again, that'll be why. But yeah.
Well, I mean, I hate that because that's a very important thing to have something solid in your life is your relationship with your doctor. And
Man.
I mean, you are a full-fledged adult now since you are 25. It's high time that you lock that down.
I need a PCP.
Like,
and they say, you got a PCP? I need to be able to say yes. I was at the ER. I said, no, she just broke up with me. And the lady tried not to laugh. And I was like, it's okay. It's kind of funny, but it's not.
At the same time, it's very serious.
Yes. But yeah, let me see. What else you got for me, man?
You talked about going to the Canes game. That just I know we were going to talk about on the times that we were going to record an episode. We were going to talk about how this time of the year was like some of the most exciting times in sports for everybody around the country, because you had the baseball playoffs going on, you had hockey was starting, you got the NFL, college football going on, and you got the beginning of those who are fans of professional basketball. The NBA season is about to kick off as well. Preseason games has been going on.
Well, not just started.
Exactly.
But...
And tonight is also the night that we're recording right now. The National League is playing Game 7 to decide who's going to the World Series. I know the Texas Rangers are already there. They beat the Houston Astros in 7 games, and now the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Philadelphia Phillies are battling it out right now to see who's going to be the second team in the World Series. So it's going to be really interesting. The Fall Classic is about to kick off. And like
is that what they call that?
NBA season.
Yes. That's a cool time of the year.
It's a very cool time. It's hoodie weather too. It's getting cooler.
Man, it's getting cool. You see, I got on a nice turtleneck today.
That time, I mean, it was still like 85 degrees down here in Mississippi, so I ain't really got pulled out the hoodies yet.
Hey, it be ice on my windshield in the morning, so.
Already? It be frost?
Yeah, it be frost. It be cold in this house, too.
I
ain't looking forward to that heat bill.
I might get a touch of that. Shoot, next week I'll be heading back out to Cali in the desert portion of Southern California, where it's going to be probably mid-80s, low 90s while we're out there working. So
Southern California.
Kind of looking forward to working out in Cali a little bit. You know.
Going back to Cali.
Going back to Cali.
Going back to
Cali. Going back to Cali.
That is my jam. Okay, but yeah, outside of that, what else you got for me? You had a
Man, so we
lot.
was,
You
I
had a
don't
lot
know,
of headlines, man.
where we at? Like, I was gonna touch on
There's
the
so much going on right now in
the
the
what
world.
seems like is getting ready to be the verge of World War III to a lot of people with this Israel and Hamas and Palestine conflict going on. But when you think about history, in not even so distant history, that conflict has been going on for decades.
Since the
It's,
Bible was written.
I mean, it's not. You hate the. I mean, the part, and it's got so many people conflicted. Like whether you
That's
for
that's the
Palestine
hard part.
or whether you for Israel, both of them have. And then you've got what people consider war crimes that have been committed by both sides taking place. You know, you got innocent women and children being killed. You got Israel done cut off water, electricity, all that stuff to the people of Palestine. And
Israel is not loving thy neighbor.
the problem with Palestine is you got the whole terrorist group Hamas embedded in the Palestinian people. And that's just making that a situation that's going to be difficult anyway in a war situation. It's making it even more difficult because I guess they can't figure out where the hell they at. They just know they talking about all the tunnels and shit that's over in Gaza and all that. It's just a lot of confusion. And I
There's
was
a
watching
lot of confusion.
this lady, she was like, it don't matter who you side with. The question you got to ask yourself is who is going to benefit from this conflict? Who is standing to benefit? I don't know. I don't know what resources Israel has to offer. I don't know what resources Palestine has to offer. All I know is that the United States government
need to keep their fucking hands out.
They can't keep their hands out.
They have pledged, but I feel like
$100 million. $100 million.
My student loans
to help the Palestinian people through the UN and other avenues in that region, helping them make sure the civilians can get clean water, clothes, food, supplies, stuff like that, humanitarian aid.
I appreciate.
And I guess that's commendable.
That
but at the same time, you pledging your undying support for Israel.
When you got niggas at home suffering.
And the problem a lot of people are having is the average person can't wrap their head around the idea that you can continue to pledge these hundreds of millions of dollars to Ukraine.
Everybody
and you can continue to pledge undying support for Israel and Palestine. And the price of eggs and goddamn milk and groceries, people working decent jobs,
family size cereal,
having a hard time making ends meet in your country. And
gas.
A lot of people don't understand. I understand that they don't understand it. This is something else I heard today. I wish I could have saw what his name was. And he was saying, what the public want don't matter. The public, and if you think about it all the time, it's a lot of times that the general public disagrees with what government policy is. And the government, they going to do it anyway because there are larger interests, larger players that play a more significant role than what the public may want. So that's something that we have, as the public, we got to come to terms with when it comes to U.S. government. Like, they don't give a flying fuck what you think. They might, your news, whatever news channel you watch, I don't care if it's CNN, Fox, whoever, they're going to do a poll to let you know what your buddy's thinking. The ones that think like you and the ones that think like you. And but at the end of the day, the government don't give a fuck what you think. They going to do what needs to be done in the eyes of the government. So it's just it's a hell of a deal,
and it's it seems like every time I hear about conflict amongst different countries, excuse my French, but it just seemed like one big dick swinging contest. And it's like, y'all are doing this at the hands of human lives just because you want to say I got bigger balls than you, like I hit my nuke button first. No, I hit mine first. Like my nuke is bigger. Like every time I hear the breakdown of conflict and why people are suffering and why the world just can't be a peaceful place, it's always some old ass man with a big ass ego. And I just feel like we just need to take them out before they get too inflated, and then we won't have these issues.
Yeah, but the problem is you got another old ass man or a young dumb ass man in line
Right
to
behind him,
continue the same
probably really the
agenda.
one pulling the puppet strings, if we keep it in a buck.
I saw a post on, I think it was Instagram. It was like, can we let the world be run by women now? Because it's time out for these
Like, give it a
fucking
shot.
men.
I mean, if all we gonna do is throw wine at each other,
that's gonna cause a problem in itself. Don't none of these dudes. Come on, man. Don't none of these entitled, fragile egos that are in power anywhere across this world ain't trying to see no woman in charge. You go somewhere to a local bar and say something about Kamala Harris taking the reins.
Daddy, you ain't
just
even
sit
gotta
back
go
and
to.
listen.
You don't even have to go to a local bar.
I mean,
That's
just
the
like a
funny
coffee
shit.
shop, shop or something.
You can go to the most progressive place.
Yeah.
That's the okay. So that's the one thing that has high key given me a lot of hope as of late. Like ever since, I would say since I started taking adulting seriously. I don't really know when that was, but that silent majority is real major. Like a lot of people, whether they identify as a moderate Republican, a moderate Democrat, that middle, it's a big middle. And most of us all have the same thoughts for the most part. Somebody might have a crazy, might be out there, and you like,
you start talking about here's
you stay over there.
The game changer in the middle is when you start talking about guns, abortion, and shit like that. Guns and abortion. That's what the Republicans use every time to differentiate their people from everybody else. When all else fails, you bring up abortion and bring up guns.
Yep. And that's the crazy part with the guns too. A lot of times, the moderate, not liberals. If y'all have discussion, I say this because I've been listening to these podcasts lately where the guy doesn't identify as neither conservative or liberal, and he might say some outlandish shit. Sometimes it made me go, wait a minute. But then he come back and he's like, he's like, he said something the other day. He's like, don't think just because your neighbors. He said, don't think just because your neighbor has it, which I was like, wait a minute. He said, don't think just because your neighbor has a Trump 2020 flag that they, want to grab everybody by their genitals and they think all black people suck and that all Mexicans need to go back to Mexico. He said, sometimes maybe they just, maybe they just have a little favoritism towards him and that's just how they show it. He said, and don't think just because your neighbor has a Black Lives Matter flag out that they want to see the world burn and they want to loot all the Walmarts when cops kill an unarmed black kid. And I said, you know what? That's my kind of guy right there. I said, I can talk to you because you got some sense. Because at the end of the day, you understand that we are not all an anomaly. And we all have different opinions. And we all have different experiences. But at the end of the day, we all want pretty much the same damn thing.
At the end of the day.
And we're open to learning about new ideas and new being educated on new things to a certain extent.
I was gonna say I'll push back on that a little bit because some of these people they want what they want and that's what they want.
Now that's I'm still talking silent majority now. When you start talking them people, that's when you get in the Facebook comments and people think that you should change laws and shit just because they're inconvenienced. That's where you lose me. Sorry, bud. Don't care about your single individual opinion. Come with me with some groups, with what the groups say. That leads me to my next. This man is an itch that I don't know how to scratch. There's a guy that lives in our neighborhood, and he is just a little too passionate about HOA. He's a little too passionate about his saying about the community input about what we have to do as a group. We had an annual HOA meeting this week. Actually, we missed it. Me and Siege missed it because, quite honestly, we don't give a damn what y'all do with the damn swimming pool. We don't care. We don't care. Okay. And so he posts in the Facebook group, SMH shame. 100 and some houses closed this year. Only 54 households at the HOA meeting. SMH, hard to have a say when we're not represented. I said, let the comment so bad said, we don't care as much as you do. We don't care. Like, this man be on every Facebook post about the community. Well, if you guys would have voted when we had the HOA discussion last year, I'm like, first of all, nobody was here last year. Okay, all the homes just closed. And second of all, we ain't talking about HOA meeting. We talk about everyday shit. Just pick up your trash. He talking about, well, you guys should come to run for HOA. And I'm like, he gonna be the problem.
He must got too much time on his hands.
You wouldn't think so, because he put up people fences. Anytime somebody want to know who put up fences, I could DM you for a quote, and he want to know why the builders are building to where he can see the people can see in his backyard because they built the house. He said, Madame told me that no one would be able to see in my backyard. And he taking a picture in the window to the house. I said, first, nobody cares. I promise you. You are like looking for issues where there really are none. Like, come on, bro. Get a grip.
He gonna look till he finds something.
And he gonna find something. Him and Maureen, oh, they tag team it. Maureen gonna be right behind him with the camera, too. Do you live here? Do you live here? I don't know your dog. Does he live here? I say, Jesus. This is my life, huh? This is that good old suburban. This is what I prayed for.
I get what you prayed for. Just keep that in mind.
We got comments from our dear friend, Dear John.
Of course.
From 11 days ago. My heart is hurting because he left this comment, I think, that like the day we uploaded the last episode. So we haven't uploaded in 11 episodes. 11 days. He said, peeps, look, I thought I was ready. I hit the net early at work on 10/6/23. That's October 6th, 2023 for y'all if y'all don't know what that means. Ready to get my triple D on. I thought, well, hell, maybe I'm just too early. Then I saw Kiara post about their anniversary. That's when it hit the old noggin. I said, I'll see y'all, LOL. Awesome. Great again show with spinach dip at Killer. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I said, I see y'all, LOL. Awesome again. Great show with spinach dip at Killer Rabbits. Keep doing the dang thing. Love always, Dear John the uncle. Now I kind of lost you towards the end there. It's probably me. It's me. So I apologize for if I butchered that. But
what you mean? Nah, he was talking about, you was talking about the spinach dip, and I think I had said something about Jackrabbit.
Was he just laughing? Was he
probably so? Yeah, just like we said, life be lifing. We're gonna get back on our weekly track here eventually. Just bear with us. Keep tuning in. Keep inviting a friend to come give us a like, leave us a comment. So we can boost this thing up a little bit. That's all. Y'all just keep doing what y'all doing.
Yes, sir. Keep doing what y'all doing. And with that, my camera just went off. But with that,
yep, your camera just went off.
It's being weird. Okay. With that, I have a dad joke. See if I can get it from a thing turn off. You ready for this?
I'm listening.
Was driving down the road the other day and saw my ex. It's funny how I'd hit that changes meaning over the years.
Hold on. You gotta slow down. You gotta repeat that because I'm.
You went off? You didn't
No,
understand?
I'm still here.
Okay. Was driving down the road the other day and saw my ex.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny how I'd hit that changes meaning over the years.
Oh, shit. All right. Hey, we'll see y'all next time. Can't be good at it.